I wish you were here.
That was too emotional, so we're gonna do something, okay? Now that the song is over, if some of you are feeling very emotional, I want you to do this. Hello guys, it's Nico from React and welcome to another video. Today we are reacting to NF, How Could You Leave Us? And let me tell you, by what you guys have told me, I have my tissues right here. Anyway, you know how it is, we're here to express our emotions, so yeah, let's go!
How could you leave so unexpected? We waited for you, but you just left.
She died from an overdose. That caused a huge impact in Nate, for sure.
Yo, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to pills, but I do know what it's like to be a witness to kills. Mama told me she loved me. I'm thinking this isn't real. I think of you when I get a whiff of that cigarette smell, yeah.
This is gonna hit hard. You know, one of the worst side effects of drug abuse is the one you cause to other people, and when it's to your children, that can cause a lot of trouble. You see, when you are already addicted to something, you tend to justify the behavior, and probably you might think that if you do it the right way, the kid doesn't need to notice, but believe me, they do. They might not understand exactly what's going on, but they are seeing you being consumed and acting weird, and they're feeling that suddenly you are more isolated and less caring. And they don't know the real cause, they don't know it's for drug abuse, so they think it's for them, for something they did. You see, kids have a very selfish view on the world because the more social thought process comes as we grow up. So their brains are evolving with the idea that they did something wrong, and that's the reason why their mother is less connected to them. And the probability of the children developing a mental disorder just skyrockets.
Welcome to the bottom of hell. They say pain is a prison. Let me out of my cell. You say you proud of me, but you don't know me that well. Sit in my room, tears running down my face, and I yell into my pillowcases. Say you coming to get us, then call a minute later just to tell us you're not. I'm humiliated. I'm in a room with the parent that I don't barely know. Some lady in the corner watching us while she's taking notes.
Yeah, look, another issue of course is the legal one, because it goes without saying that if you're dealing with an addiction, you're not prepared to raise your children properly. But if they were feeling disconnected from you, once you lose the custody, it's really hard to get the trust back. And that doesn't mean that they forget you or they don't want to see you anymore. They still need that affection, and now more than ever, it creates a vicious circle because a kid needs to have a healthy attachment to his parents, and they don't get it because of the problem with the drug abuse and the custody, so the kid feels more alone, and guess what? The need for that connection increases, and the problem just gets worse and worse because they cannot have it. And the visits with the social workers don't help so much because it confuses the kid. Now, don't get me wrong, they are necessary, but they only help if the parent is actually making some progress. But of course, how could you know if they're making progress if you're not there taking notes? It's really complicated.
I don't get it, Mom. Don't you wanna watch your babies grow? I guess pills are more important. All you have to say is no, but you won't do it, will you? You gon' keep popping till them pills kill you. I know you're gone, but I can still feel you.
That right there is the stage where he starts blaming his mother, and believe me, it's completely normal. Again, the thought process is very linear, because now I know it's not my fault, I was just a regular kid and you started consuming all these pills and stopped loving me, so the blame is on you. And here comes the responsibility dilemma that it's really hard to answer, even from a psychological standpoint, because yeah, sure, your mother screwed up and started all of this, but as an addict, you get to a point where you are no longer yourself. You cannot control your actions, your thoughts are not the same, your personality is different. It's not your mother anymore. She actually cannot say no to drugs, or at least it's really hard to do that for herself. So whose fault is that at that point? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us? I got this picture in my room and it kills me. But I don't need a picture of my mom, I need the real thing. Now a relationship is something we won't ever have. But why do I feel like I lost something that I never had?
See, that's what I was telling you before. Children need naturally that affection, that connection. And when they don't have it, they can tell it's not there. And imagine the sensation of a kid knowing they need love and they need someone who has to be there. But it's not. It creates a lot of confusion, and that's why he's saying, why do I feel like I lost something that I never had?
You should have been there when I graduated. Told me you love me and congratulations. Instead you left us at the window waiting. Where you at, mom? We're too young to understand. Where you at, huh? Yeah, I know them drugs that got you held captive. I can see it in your eyes, they got your mind captured.
Look, the thing on losing someone to drugs is that you actually lose them several times. Because yeah, death is the worst thing that can happen and it's the moment that hurts the most. But she was gone long before that. When she misses your graduation, your soccer practice, or your bad moments, even your breakups, in those moments you lost her as well. And that's why the title of this song, I think, couldn't be more perfect to describe what he's feeling, because she did leave, both literally and figuratively.
Some say it's fun to get the high, but I am not laughing. And what you don't realize and what you're not grasping, that I was nothing but a kid who couldn't understand it. I ain't gonna say that I forgive you cause it hasn't happened. I thought that maybe I'd feel better as time passes. If you really cared for me the way you acting.
I ain't gonna say that I forgive you cause it hasn't happened. Why do you think is that? I'll tell you my opinion based on what we've heard so far. He has a lot to forgive, more than you can imagine. Because he's not blaming her only for the death. He's blaming her for everything since the problem began. And in therapy we have to start from the very beginning to ensure that he's actually forgiving and letting go. So yeah, the death was the most critical moment where all came down and struck you as a train. But you cannot start from there because you're not gonna solve anything.
Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us? Our last conversation, you and I sat in the living room talking about my music, and I brought you something to listen to. You started crying, telling me this isn't you. A couple weeks later, guess you were singing a different tune. You took them pills for the last time, didn't you?
That's what I told you before. NF was describing in his songs how his mother was acting at the moment, how he was perceiving her, that version of herself where she was out of control and prioritizing the pills even more than her kids. And in that conversation where I assume she had more mental clarity, she didn't recognize herself. She said that that wasn't her. But I guess that NF saying that she sang a different tune implies that she fell again in the consumption, and that's what sadly ended up killing her.
They took you from us once, I guess they came back to finish you. Crying my eyes out in the studio is difficult. Music is the only place that I can go to speak to you. It took everything inside of me not to scream at your funeral. Sitting in my chair, that person talking was pitiful. I wish you were here, mama, but every time I picture you, all I feel is pain. I hate the way I remember you. They found you on the floor, I could tell you felt hollow. Gave everything you had, plus your life to them pill bottles. You gave everything you had, plus your life to them pill bottles. Don't know if you hear me or not, but if you're still watching, why?
You see, something interesting is that in the clip, there's more moments where the mother is consuming drugs and being absent than the happy ones. And that's how he remembers her, unfortunately. Even though the video started with all of them hugging and playing, it's only a few memories he has that are worth staying in his mind. And with the time, if he keeps growing the resentment towards her, those memories will eventually fade. And that's why in therapy we try to bring those back, because they are a very powerful tool to heal and to forgive.
Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us? Sometimes I think about things like You know, when I have kids and like, you won't be there, you know. You won't be there for any of that. I'll never get to see you again. Sometimes I wish I would have just called you. I wish I would have just picked up the phone. I wish you were here. I mean, you should have been there for us. You should have been here. Bill's got you right. And Bill's got you right. I wish you were here.
That was too emotional, so we're gonna do something, okay? Now that the song is over, if some of you are feeling very emotional, I want you to do this. Close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose and slowly release it through your mouth. If you're feeling a little nervous, I want you to squeeze your fist for a couple of seconds and then release the tension. Feel that tension slowly going away and repeat the process 5 times. If you feel a headache or you are getting tired, lay on a bed and relax for a couple of minutes. All those memories, all those thoughts that the song provoked, I want you to later write them down and relate them to an emotion. Remember to always express your emotions. Thanks for watching.